And we're back. Trying it again. See if we get the reverb there on the audio. Hopefully not. Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight. A little technical difficulties, but we're working that out. Non-network related, of course, or we would have had that fixed already. Anyway, yeah, these are some stars here. New galaxy, some Hubble telescope photos released. Wallpaper of the day, the Hubble and the Messier 96, nasa.gov. A lot of cool space stuff going on, though. Of course, we'll be highlighting those in a wallpaper today. I get bored of the same wallpaper, folks, so I got to change it. And I'm happy to kind of share what that is. Kind of a personal touch here to the stream, since it is networking, the most exciting subject that there is, right? One of the most. But anyway, we still kind of try to spice it up just a little bit. There was a rocket launch today. I didn't even realize it was today because I've been so busy, folks. 19 days ago, trying to hone in, focus, and I've got a lot going on with work, so I haven't even been on Twitter. As you notice, I haven't really posted anything on Twitter or Instagram. I've tried here and there, but I'm just in the zone. You know what I mean? So, and that's what we're going to talk about just briefly today, because I just want to remind everyone, we got a circus ring meetup, a land tamer circus ring meetup. It says next week, but this is tonight, actually. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Check us out on Discord if you want to hang out. Get inspired. Talk about any roadblocks you have to your certification journey. Come hang out with us. Come chat. We'll have a good time. We did last time, and we're overdue for one, so looking forward to it, folks. Come hang out with us in the Discord channel, specifically for... we have a channel for Circus Ring meetups, Circus Ring Tech. So, yeah, just hang out in this channel right before 8 p.m. and we'll get you set up. We'll get you a link. It's probably going to be Google Hangouts, and we'll talk. Drill sheet grind. That's what I've been on, and I have been grinding, folks. Grinding in several areas based on my last boson fail that I've added to this. I've just been adding it. This thing's becoming a monster. It's taking over. And that's okay. That's what we want. As long as we learn the material here, we learn the principles, the concepts. A couple areas I've added here lately that have been giving me spice, right? They've been spicy. Ethernet virtual circuit. What protocols are required, what are supported, what are not supported. This is good because I didn't know, I didn't get all these right. And let me show you the answer sheet here. This is something that I remember when I first started with working with E-line and Metro E and E-line circuits. There's this big thing about Q&Q tunneling, and be sure that if you're using Q&Q tagging, that you don't try to use that on this. So I get this. This is important. We did have CDP running. I remember there was an issue with CDP. It turned out to be an issue with a provider. That's why Wireshark is good, and you need to be able to on both ends. Sometimes the service provider doesn't believe you when you tell them what's happening. You have to provide evidence. You have to show them exactly what's happening. So that was the case here. We had all sorts of packets, including CDP, not getting across the wire. What's going on? I don't know what they did. They don't always tell you exactly what the RFO was. But this is good stuff. Good material to know as a CCI, I'm sure. I also added some commands for queuing. Just some of the distinctions between these, the use cases, LOQ, WFQ. Mainly you're going to be using LOQ and CB WFQ, sorry. Class-based weighted fair queuing, and what are some of the feature differences in these is important to know. I missed that. One question related to that, so I've added that to the drill sheet. And I've also added this use case here. What if, in which cases would the OSPF forwarding address in a Type 5 LSA, for example, external, when would that forwarding address be 0.0.0.0, and when would what sort of circumstances would disqualify that feature from being used? And this is some good stuff here. Got that from a Cisco doc. IP source guard variations. You know, I knew kind of the base command, but there are other parts of this command that are important to know. I saw this one, IP verify source port security. Did not know what that was about, so I had to research that. This can go away. We also added some more Ethernet multicast addressing goodness. Thanks to a call out, Frosthammer in the chat gave me some good. He sent me a DM in Discord and was like, hey, just be aware of this and some other good tips. So I included some of that in here, like this IPv4 multicast map. You know, there is a sort of transmogrification that occurs on an IP, you know, multicast address that is sent on the wire. What is the MAC address used, right? It's a good question. So he told me about this one, IPv4 multicast mapping, and how that has changed. I went and looked at some PCAPs. He was totally right, and that was good stuff. So I added that. DHCP options. There's some I missed a question. There were others that I added here that I just looked up. ISIS authentication commands on the interface area domain level. So this one's a little misleading. It says ISIS password on the interface. I can understand why the wording is that way. But you need to know what ISIS password, what command, where that is used. It is used on the interface level, right? MLD has some other MLD goodness in there. So yeah, a lot of drill stuff. Worked on that last night, late. I didn't have a lot of time, but the time I did have, I spent, you know, working on that on the drill sheet. So we covered that, OSPF, yeah, all this good stuff. I decided today, you know, I needed a kind of a short list. Down to 19 days. We got a triage. You know, what are the kind of the areas that I still feel really weak in and that I need to get a grasp on, like, now. To an area that I feel comfortable with, that I do not yet feel comfortable with. You all may remember, if you've been in the channel before, you know I've kept I did, you know, my own blueprint, and I ranked everything on levels of familiarity, sort of graded myself, self-evaluation, and I went through this again today. I just clicked everything that was C, and I went through and I checked off things. I thought, okay, this is no longer C. This is really a B now. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I wanted to get a high level. There's still quite a few here, but a lot of them are in the same dang categories, which is WAS, multicast, some of the first top security stuff, IPv6, a couple of the NAT, IPv6 NAT. I need to get this clarity on that, what the difference is there. That's actually a B now. So, you know, you all may remember when I first filled this out, when I first started assessing my preparedness for the CCI written, I had so many C's on here. That has really gone down, which is a fruit of the study efforts that have been ongoing every day. But we're still not done. We still got to get these taken care of before the 19 days is here, for June 10th, I believe. So anyway, that's where I'm at, folks. I know some of you are getting ready for the written. How are things going for you? I hope well. You know, what are you doing to sort of your last few days, your last days of preparation? What's your strategy? I'm sure you have one. What is that? Feel free to share it and share your ups and downs on the Discord chat or in the comments. That's what's going on with me. One link, or a couple meat chunks I wanted to share. One is that came up yesterday that I saw. Network Collective is adding membership options. I saw this coming. I think it's good for them. They have great content, folks. I've long advocated, long posted here on Links of the Day many of the different Network Collective episodes. I think it's great stuff. It's quality stuff. And I kind of saw this coming, and I think it's appropriate. I think it's great. The membership, I believe, is $20, the subscription. It's not too bad. I'm curious what your thoughts are. You the viewers, you who have been following this channel and have been seeing this content. Essentially, a lot of the Network Collective episodes are podcasts. They are group discussions from industry experts. I'm curious as what else they're going to be adding for members. I thought about this as well in the past, blogging and or vlogging and or podcasting about this journey, and often thought about, this type of scenario. They had a video, State of the Podcast, sort of explaining it. And Packet Pushers, I think, is on the same road. I don't think they have a paid membership yet. They've hinted at it. And Packet Pushers, they went full-time, and I think that's great. That's awesome. They're doing that full-time instead of actual, I guess they had regular day jobs before. And I think it's good. And that's what these folks are shooting for. Jordan Martin and Clan, I think that, hey, more power to them. I hope they can make it a success. And I will likely also be at least the supporter, which is $5 a month. I find that interesting. This is kind of the model that some of the other social media platforms have been very, very successful at. When you look at Twitch, look at YouTube, content creators. Hey, in my forces, how's it going, my friend? It's so good to have you here tonight. I am doing well. I'm a little nervous. 19 days, but we got this. We got it handled. But yeah, I hope you're doing well also in your studies. We were just talking about here this Network Collective announcement. Definitely, yeah, man. So I'm curious what your thoughts are, what others' thoughts are on. Essentially, they're still going to provide free content. I mentioned this as sort of a paywall, but it's only a paywall for certain content. So they're going to have still the regular stream of episodes, apparently, and they're going to have two tiers: supporter, $5 a month; community member, $20 a month, $250 a year. So I guess you have to pay for a year up front. Ad-free content, and hey, who hasn't done that? YouTube has done that. YouTube, you can get YouTube Red and not get ads on their site. You can get Twitch Prime and not see ads. So this is kind of a similar thing. It's a gamble. It's a gamble, but I give them credit for it. They say they're going to do committing to 2 additional podcasts, 3 additional short takes every month for community members. So you are actually getting something for becoming a community member. Live expert Q&A. I like that. That's a little more twitchy, right? So this is interesting because Twitch and YouTube provide all the infrastructure for a content creator to put out content and be rewarded monetarily based on the merit of their content. So the more viewers they have, the more content they provide, the more potential financial benefit, and the more people can do that kind of thing as a regular job, full time, right? This is where, it looks like in this case, they're setting up their own infrastructure. They're setting up their own sort of proprietary model, which I wish them the best. It's fascinating. I love seeing this happen. I love seeing the community grow, the amount of content that's available to the community to absorb, grow. It used to be just Packet Pushers. And now we have Network Collective. There's other content out there on YouTube, etc. And I think it's all great. The more the merrier, right? It means that there is an interest in it and that people are willing to spend time and attention on it. The other link I have here, link of the day, OSPF forwarding address. This is just in regarding to that case I was telling you about. Really well-written Cisco doc on when the OSPF forwarding address can be 0.0.0.0 and when it cannot. And why you would use it, right? Good stuff. So that's all I got, folks, for tonight. Again, it's going to be brief tonight because we've got more study to do. We've got 19 days, and we've got our meetup coming up. We're going to meet up in the circus ring in the Land Tamer Discord. So hang out in the channel. I'm going to be there about 5 or 10 minutes before 8. And it'll probably be hosted by Tony E. Show IP Interface Brief tonight. I'm on call, so I never know when I'm going to be there, but if I get called away, he can just sort of take it away. That's kind of our plan tonight. So thanks for stopping by. Good to see you, my forces. Appreciate all the viewers, all your support. Hit that follow button if you've not already, if you're not already a follower. And if you have an available Twitch Prime account, yeah, thank you. You too, and my forces. Good luck on your certification journey. But yeah, hit that follow, and thanks so much, guys. We shall see you. We'll be back here tonight or tomorrow night, as long as I'm not called in for something. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, and we'll be talking about networking. All right, so come hang out with us. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you shortly in the circus ring, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Land Tamer stream.